Howdy, partner. My name is Will, and welcome to my Media Museum. This is episode 8 of our Country and Western 45 RPM vinyl records. And as promised at the end of episode 7, I've got a number of promo and DJ discs to start this episode off with. So even if you're not into country and western, if you are into 45 RPM vinyls, you might find some of these interesting. Here we're starting off with a demonstration, not for sale copy of Promises the Old-Fashioned Way. Never heard of the band, never heard of the song, but you can see this is the stereo side, which would have been used for the FM radio stations. And on the back side, we've got the mono version, which would have been used for the AM radio stations. So the next one we have here to look at is Red Stewart. And not Rod, but Red. And you'll notice it says promotion copy plug side here. So they're basically telling us what the A side was or what they wanted the DJs promoting. And that was My Home is the Dust of the Road. And never heard of Red Stewart. I have a couple of his here in this stack. But I like that Bell logo there, made like a big 10-gallon hat. I thought that was pretty cool. It'll look better on the flip side. We won't have that sticker blocking our view there. So let's go ahead and flip it over and see what I'm talking about. That logo looks pretty cool, doesn't it? But Love Your Neighbor is on the B side, still marked as promotion copy, but just doesn't say the plug side as this one does. So that's how we know that this is the B side of this particular vinyl. And next up is another Red Stewart, and again it's a promo copy, special disc jockey record, not for sale. And we've got a star on this. That's usually the way they mark the plug sides. Well, not usually, but oftentimes some of these promos have a star for the plug side or the side that they wanted the DJ to promote on the radio. This is a song called Banjo. You'll notice it's in mono here on this side. And on the back side, we've got a different song, but it's still in mono. Talk to the Angels. So this may just be, it's 1974, so stereo would have been a standard at that time. So maybe this one was exclusively being sent out to AM stations. I don't know. I know just enough to know a little, not enough to know a lot. But I've seen quite a few of these over the years of my collecting 45s. But that's pretty cool. The special disc jockey record stamped right there on the platter itself. Next one up. When I did want to point out, you notice there was a star on that side. There was not a star on that other side. I did want to make a note of that to point out. Failed to do so. Sorry about that. And next up, we've got the Greenwood Singers doing Tear Down the Walls. And you'll clearly see it's marked radio station copy. It's got that star telling us what the plug side is that they wanted to be promoted. And on the back side, or B side of this one, we've got a song called The Friends I Used to Know. Still cool to see that radio station copy printed right there on the label like that. And now this one is a repeat actually. I did show it in the first or second episode of this series, but I wanted to show it again since I've got all these DJ and promo ones grouped together here for this episode. You see it's got the DJ copy plug side marked here, 1975. I really like that scorpion logo. I think that is pretty nifty. But it's Tom Tall, Do the Wrong Again with Me. And on the B side of this is a song called Daddy Wasn't There. So it still says DJ copy, but you'll notice that it doesn't say plug side on that back side. So pretty neat, pretty cool. Love it when they clearly mark something as being the A or B side. Here's one. I meant to look this up. I'm not really sure, being that it was in a stack of country and westerns. I'm assuming Candy Staton was a country music artist. It's coming out of Muscle Shoals in Alabama. Now, there's been a little bit of Southern rock known to come out of there as well, but I'm guessing that this is country and western. Promotion, Not for Sale, right there across the top, and a song called Here I Am from 1974. And on the back side, we've got the mono copy. So here's another one where we've got the mono for the AM stations on one side and the stereo for the FM stations on the other. And I usually call the stereo the A side and the mono the B side, just because, stereo is a higher quality, so that would make it an A side in my opinion. If I'm going to listen to them here at home, I'm probably going to pick that stereo one if I'm with a group of friends. But if I'm alone or just me and the wife hanging out, we'll listen to both of them sometimes to see if we can pick up on any of the differences. Because just because it's a mono version over a stereo version doesn't mean it's just been folded down from stereo into mono. Sometimes the artist took the time to completely remix it. You may even have different guitar parts or different background vocals or something on a mono version as opposed to a stereo version, because like in the case of Jimi Hendrix, for example, his mono releases were completely unique mixes from the stereo ones. They weren't just fold downs. So sometimes it's nice to have both, and it can be fun to compare and listen to them both. Here we've got a Red Steagall. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce that last name, Steagall. Hang on a Feeling. And this one's really interesting. You notice we've got a Whack Tracks 25-cent sticker on there. A side with the star, so they wanted to make sure you knew which one the promotional copy Not for Sale was promoting. And on the back side here, we've got another song by Red Steagall. Bob's Got a Swing Band in Heaven. That's pretty cool. But this one's really, really nifty because I have both the promotional copy that was sent out to the radio stations and the commercial version that was sold in stores to the public. So you'll notice it's got a nice colorful label. There's no markings on there about it being promo or anything like that. They dropped the star, so it's just got an A for the A side. And on that B side, it's still the same song. So that's interesting too. Sometimes, the promo copy and the commercial copy will differ on the B sides. But in this case, no, we've got the exact same song. So that is pretty cool to see and to be able to compare the promo to the commercial. All right. So that's all of these special DJ promos, whatevers that I had, but I've got quite a few Red Steagalls here, so if you're a fan of his, we're going to have a few of his to look through here real quick, in addition to that Hang On a Feeling song. We've got Give Me One More Chance, which I believe is the A-side from 1972. That promo one we was looking at was from 78, so this is 6 years earlier, and the B-side being a song, Somewhere My Love. So, but next up, we've got one from 73, the next year, and he had a song called True Love, written by Cole Porter. So that's a name that I do recognize. So even if I didn't know this was a stack of country and western 45s and that Red Steagall was a country and western artist, it would have been a big clue to me that it was leaning country and western, if not flat out country and western, by it being written by Cole Porter. I didn't recognize the name on the last one. We had a song written by Jury and Webster, but that A-side was written by Red Steagall, as was the B-side on the first one there, Bob's Got a Swing Band, was written by Red, but the A-side there wasn't. It was two other names that are going to be difficult to pronounce, so I'm not even going to try right now. But getting back to where we's at, the B-side here is something nice and easy. From the LP Somewhere My Love, 1973. And sticking with 73, so quite possible it's from the same album, we have his Old Helen, which he also wrote again, you'll see there in the credits. And on the B side of this particular platter, we've got If You've Got the Time, which again was not written by him. So, interesting, huh? Alrighty. And then just because there was some children ones in this stack, and I basically pulled there's 4 or 5 of them that I pulled out and put in another stack that I might film someday of children's vinyls. But this one I found particularly interesting, and I wanted to go ahead and film and add in here because it's got Little Nipper Records, you know, and you've got old Nipper there. But it's interesting because there was Chipper was the puppy, and Nipper was the older dog. Sometimes when you see 2 dogs together, you'll see Nipper and a little puppy there, and that puppy's name is Chipper. So I would have assumed that their child label would have been Little Chipper Records, right? But it's not. So I thought that was rather interesting. I'll go ahead and show you the B side here too of this one, just for the sake of completeness. And we're going to wrap this episode up here, a little bit short. You know, I try to keep them at about 12 minutes, but I think this is a good stopping point for us to carry it on over into episode 8. I've got at least enough discs here to get through an episode 9, excuse me. An episode 9, possibly even a 10, and then I've got a whole nother stack that'll probably be about 3-4 more episodes, and then we'll wrap up all the country and western and get back to some rock and roll. All right, so if you enjoyed that, thumbs up's always appreciated. It's nice to encourage me a little, and if you really love it, go to the channel, subscribe. There's over 400 videos on there. A huge chunk of them are the 45 RPM vinyls because I've loved doing them, have done so many of them. But I'm about to run out. I've only got maybe 3 or 4 more boxes to do, and we'll be done with the 45 RPMs. And then maybe I'll do my full-size albums. But we'll see. Have a wonderful day. Come back, see me again.